After 8 long years of talking about it, we finally made it. From the UK to Volgograd, 17 hours later, and we're standing where history happened on an epic scale. This is the city that was once called Stalingrad. Bullet holes in armoured boats, everlasting flames, and monuments that hit you right in the chest. And today, it's actually happening. Join us. Volgograd, we're finally here. 17 hours later. And there's history literally everywhere you go. This is an obelisk, isn't it?
Yeah. So we don't know what's for them. That is awesome how they keep that going, I think.
Here, something to do with the soldiers, soldati. An everlasting fire. Not sure if you notice, every lamppost has got like the communist hammer and sickle on that. And is it the benches as well? We found a coffee shop, we ordered a croissant and an espresso just before we get back on the road, looking for more historical monuments. These must be all the different types of medals. And I believe these are they're obviously soldiers that lost their lives during the war, but of certain status. Because there was 3 stars there, and these, I don't know, these might be generals or colonels, I'm not too sure. Za Old Stalingrad. What I really like is how the church aligns pretty much, well, it aligns in line with all the monuments.
Back up there is the
Awesome, this is cool. This is what my dad and I always wanted to do since I was like 18, is to come to Russia, come to Volgograd and see the history here. This is what we've wanted to do since I was like 18. And we're finally here. 8 years later. I'm trying to understand, Dad, these, if you see that there's different medals at the top, so these might be colonels or whatever, I don't know what they got. Like different ranks, yeah. Soldier ranks or something. River Volga. The Soviets and the Germans were on either side of this river. Stalingrad was one of the largest industrial centers of the Soviet Union and an important transport hub on the Volga River. So here, unbeknownst to us, we stumbled across an armoured boat, BK-31, which in 2017 was found at the bottom of the Volga River. This boat was under restoration for 2 years. Look at all the bullet holes, not sure if you can see in there. And everything you can see inside the glass belonged to the boat and to the crew members. And this is what's so fascinating to me, is that they're still finding things about the war 80 years later, like an armoured boat at the bottom of the Volga River. Oh, it's just mind-boggling. They don't mess about with their memorials, like massive, like. We'll go up these steps. There you go, look at that.
wow.
Look at that, let's go up there. That's still the original today.
Yeah. Oh, you can't get in there yet. Oh, there's that.
Yeah,
top.
yeah. That is the famous fountain.
Yeah. Is it through? How many through it?
You're looking for four people. Crew. 4 people could get in there.
Yeah, so you had a driver, gunner, loader, gunner and a commander. It could go 54 kilometres an hour.
So this is where a battle happened between the Russians and the Germans in this apartment complex. This is Pavlov's house. It was an apartment building converted into a fortified position by the Red Army against the Wehrmacht offensive during the Battle of Stalingrad. The siege lasted from the 27th of September to the 25th of November 1942, and eventually the Red Army managed to relieve it from the siege. It gained its popular name from the Sergeant Yakov Pavlov, who commanded the platoon that seized the building and defended it during the long battle. Ah? Yeah. We're staying at the Old Stalingrad Hotel. And it's got some historical monument outside, or it's what it looks like.
That's mental. You were talking about.
I know.
You see us standing over there.
So here I'm walking up the enormous Mamayev Kurgan, which is a memorial complex that the Soviet authorities commissioned after the war. Vasily Chukov, who led the Soviet forces at Stalingrad, lies buried here, as well as the notorious Soviet sniper Vasily Zaitsev. Here you can see a statue of a muscular, shirtless Russian soldier, and it bears the inscription, "Not a step back." Massive.
We've got words on it. See all the engraving?
Yeah. Carved into the walls are faces of numerous Soviet soldiers, their eyes closed to indicate death in battle. Also inscribed on the walls are numerous quotes from actual defenders of Stalingrad, and these words were originally carved by the soldiers themselves upon the sides of various ruined buildings throughout the city. All to the front, all for the victory. Must be awesome here when they do their parade.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Take a picture.
Inside the chamber walls bear the names of 7,200 Russian soldiers who died during the Battle of Stalingrad. An unbelievable monument. And well, that's just one of them, but yeah, just unbelievable, unbelievable. I did not know Vasily Zaitsev's buried here. Where would he be buried though? That says Zaitsev. And that says Vasily Grigorovich Zaitsev.
Wow.
That's Vasily Zaitsev.
I wonder what that says though. Does that say sniper or something?
Ah, yeah, that says sniper. Sniper.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. That's great, Tom.
Yeah.
I'll chuff to bits now.
Yeah. No, but look at that.
That is
Massive.
a monster, isn't
Absolutely massive and very windy. Look at the view. They're changing the guard. They're changing the guard, they're changing the guard.
The hill itself is also an unmarked grave for 34,500 Soviet troops who died in Stalingrad. Even this is just a tiny percentage of the overall Soviet casualties from the battle.
Спасибо вам большое.
Всего доброго, до свидания.
Yeah, we will digest our day with a pint. Здравствуйте. That's perfect. Say it like that.
Спасибо.
Спасибо.
Oh, what's that there? Gloves.
Yeah, because it is gloves. It is gloves.
Yeah, well,
It's
no, I
gloves.
never had that before.
It's because it's gonna all the juices.
I've never been served.
I've never,
gloves before.
Served to gloves. Yeah. You can understand why they gave you gloves. That was nice. No, good.
So that's how my dad and I spent our first day in Volgograd. And we finished the day drinking beer and cocktails.
Oh, am I blinking in it? I try to keep my eyes open.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
But our Volgograd journey is not finishing there. There's one more video coming out, so if you enjoyed this one, please stick around. There's more Soviet history, more Russian food, and me practicing my Russian with locals. Please like the video if you did, check out the videos on screen, and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you in the next one.